Welcome back to the Rektreational, where we have Game 2 of Pitlord Meta versus Poutine King Bar. If Pitlord Meta wins this, Chris Studio Grant, we're going to see Poutine King Bar eliminated out of the upper bracket. They're going to head down to the lower bracket, and they're going to have to fight their way back in.
Well, Mitchy D.
Nailed it.
I don't know your last name.
Nice!
You don't know Mitchy D. Like,
I'm not even
I know
going to tell
it starts
you.
with a D. Okay, alright, I'll find it one day. Oh, Dyer, okay.
Damn it, I was gonna make you guess, like, just other names.
Well, what you could have done is, every time I said Dyer, you could have just been like, oh, there it is, and I would have just been like, oh, what did he mean? But no, you have it as your Skype name.
I feel like
I can easily research it.
I feel like my my Twitter name should be Lich Dyer, but I opted against Dota Halloween jokes.
Mitch Treat's okay. I'm enjoying all the Halloween memes.
It's always so confusing though. Like I never know who anybody is.
It depends on if the picture changes or not. Like that's the big question.
I switched out a photo of me to a picture that a friend of mine drew of me on a napkin, and it's just the most garbage thing of all time, and I love it. So I'm a napkin on Twitter right now with a new name. So enjoy.
10 seconds remaining.
Yep. Well, you still have Mitch in there. If you want to go manly, you would have gone first. You would have gone for like my name, which has nothing to do with my original account. Let's talk about our Twitters for the next hour and a half.
Yeah, it's good. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm at MitchyD. Studio is at League of Studio. You can follow Rektreational at Rektreational. That's the video game tournament you're watching. The games industry's Dota 2 tournament.
Yep.
In which I guess we can talk about it. We've seen bans from Marana, Meepo, Faceless Void, and Shaman. The exact same bands that came out at the beginning of the last round.
Except the Faceless Void. You know why the Faceless Void is banned? Because fuck Faceless Void.
Yeah, man.
I think the Lord Meta do not want to deal with any of that bullshit. Alright.
Yeah.
They could go for first pick Viper again, if they want to go for that really big, I guess, safety net. That is a J comfortable character. They could go for Lund Druid.
Yeah.
It's also another J character, but instead they're going to go for the Viper, the safety. They like J on Viper. He likes himself on Viper. Why change the formula? He was integral to that last match.
Poutine King Bar is not going to waste a lot of time here. I feel like sticking with the, picking integral people out first. They got to get that Ogre Magi in there. They have to, or he's going to get banned. And he was what kept Poutine King Bar alive in a lot of those fights. I mean, he was able to drop off a few multicasts. His Bloodlust was great. He was really core to a lot of the fights they had.
10 seconds.
I say Ogre Magi Brewmaster would be my first two picks here. Centaur War Runner.
Plot twist, Chris.
He was banned out last time, I believe. It's a good offlaner. That's a really good offlaner. I mean, there's not a lot to say about Centaur.
No.
He's hard to kill because he's just so beefy. He's reliable, long duration stun for initiation, really good burst damage. He's just a safe pick. And it's not surprising to see him first picked.
Securing that Razor for mid.
Radiant team pick.
So Centaur picked up no Brewmaster this game then for PKB, unless you go for an odd lane setup like Razor or Brewmaster safe lane carry, which let's not talk about that. That doesn't go well. Silencer.
Oh, that's
okay.
A gross pick. Very interesting.
All right. That's an interesting pick just because it stops a big initiation from Centaur. Like, if you predict it,
yes.
You just toss out Silencer ultimate and you're safe for a few seconds. The thing is, Silencer can have a lot of problems. Like, in lane, he doesn't have a hard CC. In lane, you're dependent on either Curse of the Silent or Last Word.
Yeah.
And if he's a support, then he's just so squishy and easy to kill.
Do you see Pitlord Meta using him as a support?
It's a rough situation.
Or do you think they're going to build him into a core position?
You can really do either now. Like, Silencer is actually a really good core.
He scales into core really nicely as well. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and he scales nicely from support into a core position if you spec the right items anyway.
I actually really enjoy seeing Handle Midas on support Silencer, just because he does good damage with it, and more importantly, it gets him towards that build-up. I also like it on Warlock as well if you build him as support. Just buy a Midas, you need those big, scary core items more than you need traditional support items on Silencer or Warlock.
In this case, too, they're definitely going to throw the mechanism on the Viper, if that's how they're going to build it. That Lone Druid ban again, man. The unnecessary Lone Druid ban.
I mean, no one's gonna play it. So it's Jay. I don't think Jay's giving up the Viper. But
I mean, if Jay
well.
could get it, the lone druid, I wonder if they would hand the Viper off to somebody else to lane. To take that mid, take somebody else mid, give Jay the offlane lone druid.
5 seconds
Were
remaining.
you in the game where Jay got 10 kills on solo offlane?
Yeah, the
that's
notable
great.
thing in there is his 5-minute rampage.
Yeah, he got 5 kills. It wasn't an official rampage, but there was someone died, respawned, came back into the fight, and died again.
I'm still
He got
counting it
5
as a
kills in
rampage.
about 40 seconds.
It was so
I feel like
good. It was so gross. I mean, I would
So,
be
like,
terrified of that ban that character, and I would ban him as well. But it was Jay's on the
You
Viper.
don't mess with Jay's on Druid.
No.
He's got good skill with Entangle. Now, Mad Guy wasn't banned out this time. I could see Mad Guy being picked up one more time just because he really is such a versatile character.
Especially if you can get that stun off, you can secure that lockdown, giving Centaur enough time to blink in and close the gap if necessary, hit that last stun, and finish somebody off. But it's a lot to burn on one guy.
I guess that's one of the big problems with Mad Guy is until you hit level 16 and you get that really low cooldown Fire Blast, you are committing long cooldowns, really for every spell.
It was really
Weaver does get locked in.
It was amusing to me that you say Magi, because it always sounds to me like you're saying man guy. Ogre man guy.
Oh, Ogre Man Guy. Ogre Double Man Guy. That's it. Ogre Man Guy. One head's a man, one head's a guy.
I like it.
I like the Weaver. I like Weaver here too, except Silencer is really good for Weaver. So it's kind of scary actually. Like I actually don't like Weaver. When I say I like it, I mean I don't.
Dire team
It's really odd seeing that pick into Silencer just because one of Weaver's biggest weaknesses is good silences.
Yeah, I mean that's got to be a comfort pick. You know, somebody feels really good about their Weaver, and it's like you throw him in a lane alone, you figure he's got to feel strong going against even a tri-lane. I mean, if you're that confident. But yeah, Silencer is really scary for a Weaver who doesn't have the spells to cast off that curse.
Well, it's the curse, but more importantly, he could easily keep Weaver out of his ultimate for like 12 seconds.
Yes.
And Weaver's also dependent on Chikuchi. So you fight into Silencer.
reserved.
Like early game, you don't have the mana to survive Curse of the Silent, to spam Curse of the Silent. Weaver's got huge mana issues early game. His base stats suck. Good base damage, really good base damage, but everything else is kind of bad.
Yeah, I forgot that also drains mana, which is just the worst. I hate Silencer so much, Studio.
Would you like to have your random Weaver fun fact? He has a
me.
lower base attack time. It's 1.8 instead of 1.7, so he's slightly worse at auto attacking at level 1.
Huh.
And in general, which is really odd, just because I don't know why, but the game's been balanced around it. That's one of those changes that happened so long ago that I cannot possibly fathom why it happened, but now he's balanced around it. So hey, what do you know?
5 seconds remaining.
So Dazzle, I'm just trying to look at the big folks for PKB. Their team is survivable. That is the big theme right now.
Yeah, they want more
Dazzle is
survivability.
squishy.
That guarantees
But-
more survivability. It lets him push out his lanes. It lets him get group heals.
I like the Weaver a lot more with Dazzle, just because you can if you get the time lamps off, you also have the extra bit of backup from Dazzle. You can actually have backup from Dazzle just to make sure Weaver gets the time lapse off. Like if you think he's gonna die before he can cast a spell,
Seconds remaining.
toss on Shallow Grave early, and see if you can preserve him long enough. Jarrah are going to be used for the offlane again, most likely. They don't have a lot of hard CC. One more time, they do have Dazzle, and Dazzle's slow is actually really potent, shutting down Jarrah, so it should be less effective this time. Weaver can also very easily escape the missile, and the double proc on the rocket will make it hard for Jarrah to do a lot in lane. So it's going to be a worse Jarrah pick this time around.
PKB banning out the Magi. I guess if they're not going to pick it, they just don't want to see it in the game at all.
They actually have space for a support too, so they could have picked it up.
Maybe somebody's
Especially
got their
with
heart set on someone.
Silencer.
Dire
Alright,
team pick.
so we're gonna see if filler meta goes for 5th pick carry or 5th pick support. What do you think? What do you think the silencer is?
I don't know, man. I'm trying to figure out who's going to play him. Rupli might take him as kind of a middle ground there. He might use him for some support stuff early on, but then scale up. You know, throw some mana boots on him, and then he's support for that. He just doesn't worry about last hits. Someone rotates out of lane, gives him the farm, especially if he can take on the Weaver alone.
5 seconds remaining.
I'm thinking core Silencer, support Earthshaker for the last pick.
Reserve time.
Really
Please,
like
his Earthshaker is nasty.
What they do with that is it lets them start a fight. Silencer ults, like Earthshaker stuns first, Silencer ults. They started a really good fight at that point. And
Drop
nothing
Witch
on.
Doctor. Oh wow. Okay.
What? Okay. Insta lock. Juggernaut. Block
What? Jay!
Toss.
Jay taking the Juggernaut. Very interesting. Okay, I like this. Dual Eclipse on the Viper this time around. He was playing the Void last game, correct?
Yes.
No, he was the Weaver.
So, yeah, he was on the same team. He's on different teams in the Void.
Yeah, he was playing his enemy.
I was thinking about that because he was dying to the Void.
Prepare
Like,
for
oh yeah, that guy played Void. No, he got played by the Void.
Jokes. Funnyjokes.com
Yeah, that's how we roll.
/jokes.
You can follow our jokes at twitter.com/jokes, like you said. We got humor here.
Indeed, on Pitlord Meta with Baconbach on the Witch Doctor. I'm just gonna start introing. I don't even care, man. Roopley's taking on
Yeah.
the Silencer role. I think I called that. Did I say that? I'm just gonna pretend like I
yes.
nailed it.
Yes, you
Yeah,
did.
I did call it. My camera's falling behind. Jules once again on the gyrocopter. See if he has better luck this time. He got manhandled in his lane a little bit there, which was unfortunate.
He didn't die, so he
No,
did his thing. He did his thing.
He got some solid farm. I mean, he got his Yule Scepter fairly early on. Like we said, J-Sauce on the Juggernaut, and then mid we've got
to battle.
our man Dual Eclipse on the Viper.
Alright.
And we have 5 on PKB here. They've got to be going for a smoke here. Anybody carrying it? No, no smoke. They're just roaming together.
We were hiding up top lane. They're just looking for a good ward placement. Well, I can go ahead. I didn't do this last time, but introduce PKB. Or did I? I want to say you did PKB last time, so I'm doing it this
Let's
time.
pretend like we've got our shit together, and this is all
We have got
exactly as
coordination.
fun. Yeah.
We'll coordinate this. We'll talk about this blob in the river right now. Olive Juice is playing Dazzle, repping that purple man. Barishnikov on the Centaur. Damon's playing that Vengeful Spirit. And then mid lane, Mac on the Razor. And top lane, a solo Weaver, like we saw last time, all alone, being played by Warshop this time instead of Dual Eclipse. This will actually be a good lane for Jules if he spams rockets. If he maxes out rocket first, Warshop doesn't have good response to that. You can't get rid of the missile. You can try and pick it off early, but once you start getting 4 or 5 hits on that missile, it gets a lot harder.
Warshop had a really incredible block with his Weaver in top lane here. And Jules invisible up top. He's going straight for the Weaver now. Trying to deal out as much damage as he can.
Fires out some missiles. I mean, it's just some easy harass.
Of course.
The missile barrage does not hit invisible units, so Warship is a really easy solution for that. Like, the rocket barrage is just not good in this lane. But now we have a tri-lane bottom. This is not, I'd say, a normal tri-lane. Usually you don't see Centaur on the tri-line, just because he's going to roam off-lane. And it's a scary tri-lane. Luckily, J-Sauce is a really good answer to pretty much everything here except Olive Juice with Poison Touch. Just because he can, like, Poison Touch is physical damage, J-Sauce will still be affected by it. Blade Fury will be incredibly effective for everything else, though. Actually, I don't know if...
What is the
Poison Touch
philosophy behind the tri-lane, off-lane?
You go aggressive to shut someone down.
They really want to take Jay down then.
Yeah, but Juggernaut has options is the problem. Juggernaut has ways to deal with tri-lane bullshit. And he's actually used quite a lot an offensive tri-lanes himself because he can secure kills. However, the CC from the supports is much weaker this time. Also, this offensive tri-lane does something important. It stops Pitlord meta from roaming.
Oh, we missed First Blood. How about that?
Real casters now.
Yeah? Guess we should maybe pay attention to the game.
Well, I guess my guess is Mac just rushed him down. What you can see, he just had the tether off and just kind of chased
and
down.
I just lost the fight recap.
I guess.
Yeah, someone might have thought they
I
had
mean, there's not a lot to say. A first blood like that with Razor, it's usually always the same thing. Someone gets caught out a bit too far, and then Razor just rushes him down with the tether.
Regeneration.
And if you look at the build right now for Dual Eclipse, he doesn't have corrosive skin. So if Mac was getting chased down, there was no slow to keep him from attacking. Odds of game 3 increasing.
You almost had it.
Now bot lane.
What a mess this is. This
They're
is just
scared.
so many bodies.
Yeah, well, they're really scared of Pitlord meta, and they should be.
Yeah, I mean, this
Because
is
their
their
supports
upper bracket
can't do
lives on the line.
anything. Like what's Ripley gonna do? He has Olive Juice here. Olive Juice is gonna get hit by last word and he will get silenced. There we go. The Curse of the Sonic goes off. Not gonna be really stoppable, but it's level 1, so not that effective. And a healing wave will kind of negate all of that. Actually, that's kind of a terrible exchange for a lot of mana because Ripley spent a lot more mana for that harass.
He's got a couple clarities, but if he didn't have to burn those, that'd be nice.
The unfortunate thing with last word is it's ridiculous mana cost, 115 at level 1. He does have really good mana growth and really good mana pool, but that's just so much for the early game. Brishnikov has boots, JSauce not quite yet. If you want to go hunt someone down, it's going to be most likely Olive Juice or poor Demons. I just don't know how they stop a lot of this.
Mac has given Dual Eclipse just a run for his money in mid, pushing him way back, depleting his health. The Razor's Q is just his ring that I can never remember the name of. It's just doing some work. Plasma Field.
The Plasma Field is so effective, especially because he got the advantage in lane. And Dual Eclipse was slow to level Corrosive Skin. That magic resist helps a lot, but because he's a little bit farther behind, it's just not worth as much as it could be. Dual Eclipse does get chased out of the bot rune as well, which is huge. He needs that regen. He needs that extra bit of HP to keep surviving versus Razor, who's now chasing him down.
He's gonna die them.
Is under attack.
He can't go full on yet. Didn't connect the tether. If he sends an illusion to tank and just tries to chase him down, he can get this kill. He can get
this.
Dual
Might
Eclipse
work.
actually eats up 2 trees. He can't get out. So he might have been able to pick him up with Plasma Field.
Oh, and he forced the
He could've
TP.
secured that. Which gets cancelled. Viper's fine. He'll put or bottle right back up, but you can just see the danger of this lane. I would love to see Mac go aggressive there. He could have picked up that kill in a really silly way. Through the forest Plasma Field kill. Yeah, Pitler is just so far on the back foot right now.
Absolutely. 7, 8 last hits for Dual Eclipse in mid. His farm is just not going to be what it needs it to be unless he's able to get Razor out of the lane, unless people start rotating out of this this off tri lane.
And the aggressive tri lane is doing really well. Centaur at 18 CS, JSauce at 14, so he's a little bit behind. But JSauce still doing okay keeping up, but more importantly, the supports aren't roaming or getting experience. Top lane, Jules is doing okay in terms of CS. He has the most in the game, but he's low on HP right now. So it's going to be a lot harder for him to survive in lane. And Workshop is just, like, he's got time lapse. He's not going to go down easily. The missile does come out, and this missile will do, let's see, is it maxed out? No, he went for the maxed out Rocket Barrage first. Gonna do max damage most likely if it does connect, and there we go. Good, I think that was, what, 200 damage? I think it's time-lapsed immediately. Thing is, he's out of mana.
Jules may go down.
Actually goes one.
Oh, wow!
Workshop doesn't have time-lapse, so Jules doesn't know this. So he's gonna back on out. Actually has no mana. I think Jules is dead. He stayed around too long. One more auto attack. Doesn't pick up the kill. Oh man, do you believe? Okay, Mac coming from the side could try and go for the snipe, but he's gonna be out of range. I don't know. This is an odd game, Mitchie.
Yeah, I don't really know what to make of it. I'm always confused when I see the triple off lane. And PKB, they're doing some interesting stuff here that I wouldn't really know how to respond to this. I don't know how you make the most out of something like this, especially, you know, you need JSauce to get the farm, and having this Witch Doctor hang back a whole lot. I mean, he's level 3 right now. He's not soaking in a ton of XP. I guess they're all about even.
Oh, Mac going aggressive. JSauce doesn't take a lot of damage though. It does pop the spin. Gonna break as well. So not a whole lot happens. We do see it have TP from Deal Club, so gets the ultimate onto Demons. Demons will be going down. Rest in peace. Had a good run. Brishnikov now goes forward, gets one auto attack off, but now he's getting hit by the slow. He's getting hit by the control. Gonna go down quite quickly. Olive Juice now off to the side. Just gonna walk away. So 2 quick kills, 4 intelligence gained by Rupley. Big int, big int. And was that a kill top lane actually? As Jules chases down our good friend Weaver.
Rip Weaver.
So there's the game. Back even.
Alright. Back in Pitler Meta's favor even.
Massive lead. Like, it was never a massive lead for PKB.
No.
But it felt like I felt like they were gonna make the first big play. The thing is, like, they just committed too far in, and that was just that easy control from Viper coming in and doing plays, making work. Making plays, doing work. Stun does not connect from Brishnikov.
Oh no!
Well, huge spin. Blade Fury gonna secure this kill. That was unfortunate.
Wow.
Like I said, the Blade Fury is a great response
The Maledict has
to
got on there too.
the stun. Yep. Like, if Centaur hadn't walked forward like that, if you'd been a little bit more subtle, had a blink, maybe you're.
Radiant's
Mac with a haste
Just
screen up
get
top.
walked
He's
up
going. He's
to-
going for it. He's going to go try and take out Jules here with Weaver. They're definitely going to knock him down a little bit, if not secure the kill. That static link
He's
is.
down low, and there
oh,
we go.
man.
Probably almost finished him off.
Ripley TPing into
almost
some danger. That was a ballsy move. I mean, Razor probably could have stuck around. His health's a little bit low. He's going to bottle up, but I feel like he could have stuck around, maybe scared him back. Maybe not worth it.
Actually, Ripley had no mana. Like, yeah, they could have easily turned around on Ripley. All he could do is apply Curse and Silent. And Curse and Silent level 2 wouldn't do a whole lot. So this was a solo silencer on his own, in a very dangerous position, really. But he's gonna at least get the farm of top lane, get the experience. Not let it go to waste.
JSauce is a little bit vulnerable in the bottom lane now. He's left alone. Both of his supports have TP top to support that lane against the Razor rotation, and now we can see the Centaur is getting a bit of free farm. JSauce has to stick back. Centaur's got his CS is up to 21. But Juggernaut closing it, keeping ahead with 32.
Yeah, JSauce, like with those kills, has really come online. He's close to level 6. That's the big level for Juggernaut to start making solo plays. Just because his ultimate, it's a consistent. I'm trying to think of the damage. It's like a consistent 700 damage or 650 damage, depending on your auto attacks. So the second someone's solo, they're going to die versus Juggernaut. Exception being Dazzle, of course, but JSauce won't go aggressive versus Dazzle. So they actually have to be kind of careful now, just because JSauce has so many options.
I mean, if he can clear out this creep wave, he can definitely start making some moves. Even if it's only to chip them down and scare them out of lane, it'll give him the space he needs to get the farm, to get the items, and become a very scary Juggernaut.
This is the surge point for Juggernaut. This is when he starts making stuff happen. Ags is going to be like his next big part of the game, but that's not going to be for quite some time. So JSauce, now that he has Ripley here, that he has some friends to make some stuff happen, can start going aggressive. Heal does get used by Olive Juice. Dazzle is the big problem here, but he doesn't have enough mana for Shallow Grave. Has just enough for one spell at this point. So
Venge rotating out, heading top.
Yeah.
Giving
Dazzle,
support
if
to
he
Weaver.
commits to anything besides Shallow Grave, someone dies versus Juggernaut spin, Juggernaut ult. And you have Venge rotating out towards top. Jules can be in a little bit of danger. They want to shut him down, and it makes sense just because he is doing a lot of work versus Weaver. He's keeping up in CS, and Weaver himself is dealing with the annoying ass-harass of missile spam. That's some annoying harass, Mitch. I don't want to deal with missiles.
Well, and he's going to be in a lot of trouble if he crosses that bridge, and the Venge can get off that stun, get off that armor reduction, and Weaver can finish the job. It won't be a guaranteed kill. I don't know they have the damage output to take Jules down quite yet, but they're going to go for it.
No swap available. They're just going to have to man fight him. Out comes a call down. I think this is an easy survival for Jules. Workshop goes way aggressive, but he can time lapse on out. What's important here is that did burn 2 TPs from Lord Meta.
Absolutely.
Dual Eclipse now top lane. Bacon Bach now top. This opens up the other lanes. Mid now completely free. Thing is, Razor's up top as well.
He left a lot of creeps up here too. I mean, he left a siege creep here in mid lane. His tower is probably going to go down now that he's not there.
If there was Razor nearby, I'd say yeah, but luckily he'd already abandoned lane. So he misses some gold, misses some experience. Not that bad. If you look at the CS difference, Razor's way ahead on denies, but it's at least closed a bit. So Dual Eclipse is doing all right. He's about a full level behind in experience, which is not good, but it could have been a lot worse with that early start and early first blood. It's fun looking at bot lane because sometimes JSauce is just kind of sitting there.
He's
He has
just
a
waiting
close
for his
to go.
opportunity, right? It's like, oh, I'll wait. I'll wait for creeps. I'll wait for my money. The unfortunate thing.
Going down bot.
Oh, yes,
He's
he
invisible.
is. The unfortunate thing about this lane for Centaur, I mean, is he's level 5 right now. He's only got 1,300 gold. It's 12 minutes in. He's trying to rush his Blink Dagger, but he may not be able to make it in time to really make a difference in this lane against JSauce, especially now that Dual Eclipse is here and ready to pop off his invis.
Okay, Shallow Grave available, and they do have enough mana on Dazzle for this. Like, are they going to commit is the question. The 2 supports are up top lane versus Weaver. Not going to accomplish a whole lot Weaver at this point. They can easily survive versus
Radiant's top tower
both Silencer and Witch Doctor. Like Shikuchi is his anti-last word, anti-Curse's silent spell. Just pop that off to run away. So they're not accomplishing a lot top lane, and then they just kind of back off bot lane. Like, both teams are scared, and it kind of shows in how they're playing. JSOS just constantly being passive. No one really wants to make a big play. Their tournament lives aren't on the line, but I'd rather go to the grand finals than...
Oh, of course. Lock that position in, man.
Yep. It could be Pillar Meta just looking for their chance to surge once Michi starts getting more and more experience. You can notice they're keeping him alone a lot, so he's getting a lot of experience in this lane. Level 11, like once you start getting lower cooldowns and more jumps on Almond Slash, that spell starts getting more and more ridiculous. Alright. I just want to see JSauce kill someone. Just run up and spin.
I mean, I'll do what I can for you, but I mean, let's focus on
Come on,
Jay,
Mitch,
maybe.
go.
I'm trying, man. I'm doing everything I can.
Alright. Alright, go JSauce, go!
He's really just getting no opportunities because he's not able to... Those creeps are just pushing way up. I mean, and it's good. He's letting them hang nearer to his tower, but you know he's not able to get rid of them quickly enough to make it so he can ult on somebody. This could be bad news. Thank you. I'm trying.
Oh,
he's gonna ult out.
Yeah. Ultimate, and that is a weakness.
That's good though. I
Actually,
mean,
that ultimate doing work. Warshop in a little bit of danger. Doesn't have time to let. Oh,
is he in? Is he in?
Connect just enough. So good
Damon's not having it. He's leaving.
Like, what's he gonna do versus a solo Gyrocopter? Gyrocopter is gonna run at him and pick up more kills.
Mac has arrived and he's popped his ult
1v1
on bottom lane. I don't know if they still realize that the Viper is here.
They can fight this. I mean, it's not an easy fight, but they're not gonna lose with Viper nearby. Last word gets popped onto Barishnikov. Curse the stun as well. No spell for him to cast. Does get the stun, but guess what? There's a JSauce nearby. That's a dead Barishnikov. It's an easy kill, easy pickup. PKB losing 2. Not much gained by them really at all in the past couple minutes. Check out Golden Experience. It's actually been kind of bouncing back and forth.
Yeah.
Now a little bit in favor of Pillar Meta, but not by much. But experience-wise, they're coming into their own this game. They are ahead by about 2K. JSauce, close level 9. Ghoul Eclipse, close level 10 himself. Like they've recovered. Only Mac is scary right now for PKB. Like, they don't have an ultimate on Dazzle yet. It's not even level 6. Vengeful Spirit's not level 7. Compare that to Rupli, who's almost level 7 himself, and the Witch Doctor, who has that very, very scary Death Ward available. This is actually the Pillar Meta chance to shine for team fights, because they have Global Silence, they have it up, they have Witch Doctor Ultimate. They can stop any easy response from PKB. Razor can't survive the burst damage right now. Weaver could not fight versus the Ultimate from Silencer.
This Vengeful Spirit's in a lot of trouble. That ult's gonna save her life for sure. She's still got that missile on her though.
Is it? That missile is gonna take her. Oh! Almost picks her up.
130 HP left. She's definitely just gonna sprint home.
Unless they don't have any Urn charges, I believe. An Urn was picked up by Dazzle. It has never picked up a charge.
Sad.
That's unfortunate.
Dual Eclipse bottling that DD rune. I mean, 3 of them here. JSauce has arrived. His ult is ready. He hasn't popped it yet. They can prop creeps, get a couple kills. It's totally possible that. I mean, with these TPs coming in, PKB might even be able to fight it off.
So I remember at one point last game you mentioned that the missiles from Gyrocopter were doing a lot of work, especially because they weren't. And that's the case right now because the missiles are going through people that don't have mech, don't have sustain, or don't have the mana to keep sustaining.
And it comes up so often that the Gyro is just able to make it happen so regularly that it's a constant nuisance. It's a solid harass. 11 seconds right now for the cooldown on the missile.
Yeah, and it's a 500 damage nuke. That's a big nuke. That's a lot of damage for this point in the game still. Like Finger of Death or Laguna Blade is like what 625 or something. Like it's a really good spell right now. Really good nuke. And if they can keep harassing, that gives them just a lot more space to maneuver around and do stuff like push and harass. This offlane Gyrocopter is very silly. It's also a 2.8 second stun. That's a really solid stun.
That's a long time.
Like missile onto Warshop here. He's gonna take a bit of damage. The question is when will he probably backtrack? And he runs away from the missile, that just increases the damage. He might be able to retreat back to the tower. but it'll connect here now. And that's half of Warshop's HP. He time lapses, yeah, but that's his ultimate wasted. And even though it's level 11, it's still a 50-second cooldown. He could still die.
Yeah, he
And
definitely.
Warshop
He doesn't have the damage to take down Jules right now.
like Jules pops missile in response. Like, okay, all right, you don't have your ultimate. I know you took more damage than that. Let me just go ahead and keep harassing. And Jules or Warshop's force settling.
That missile is almost always back by the time the first one connects as well.
You don't run away from it. You just gotta run towards it, just to minimize damage. Like, look at the missile now. It's only doing 162. That's nothing. Whatever.
He's adapting, man.
It's a lumpy missile.
Warshop's picking up. He knows what he's doing now.
That's important too, because if he can't lane versus Gyrocopter at this point, then he's in for a world of pain. Because Gyrocopter will keep split pushing and keep harassing him. Yeah, there you go. He goes invis, walks into the missile. That's huge. That's what he has to do.
Juking in the trees.
The big thing is, he can't be stunned versus Jules, and be next to him invisible. Because if that happens, he's gonna get hit by the missile
He's gonna
barrage.
get flanked, yeah.
He's dead.
This is
Time
this is
lapse
it.
might save him. Okay,
Wow.
this
All right. Warshop's playing with fire
very
here.
close.
Oh, there's
Okay,
something
big
going
fight
down
in the
mid.
window.
Brishnikov's
Got
going
hit by
down.
the JSOS ultimate. Global Silence keeping Dual Eclipse alive. They do land a bit of damage onto him, but Dual Eclipse should be fine. Burshnikov coming into the side does have Death Ward available. Curse of the Silent on to Mac. Mac, oh, he's going to chain the stun to Olive Juice. Olive Juice can't get away. Malediction does connect, but Olive Juice is going to be the one in danger now, going for the slow supports into the fast as hell Razor. Olive Juice gets hit by the Viper Slow. That should be it. We'll go down now. And 2 more kills. Pit Lord meta further and further ahead. We'll actually check out the fight recap.
It's a fun new feature that I
Good
always
fight
forget
recap.
exists.
Yeah. The big thing here is the experience. Is like, this is a team that scales consistently well. Like, once they hit level 11, JSOS gets a good ultimate, Viper's ultimate gets better for a slow, Death Ward gets even stupider. Death Ward is such a stupid ability, it is so much damage. And that's kind of how their team goes. Like, they'll just get, they really consistently get powerful. Not necessarily the case with PKB. Like, Center's ultimate gets a little bit more obnoxious, but it's not as big a deal. It's still not a big deal. Razor is, you will notice the difference in Eye of the Storm, but like, Venge Swap, Weaver, Time Lapse, it's not that much better at level 11 versus some of the low meta spells. So they're hitting that next power spike. They're hitting that next point where they're really effective at level 11. And PKB is not really playing around it at all. They're just kind of getting walked on and getting whomped on. Which is unfortunate, but I mean, it's good to play for Pit Lord meta. They're playing passively until they find that good opportunity to really punish PKB. I want to see how PKB can turn this around. Blink Dagger is finished on Rishnikov, so I think that's going to be their next big play, especially now that Global Silence is on cooldown. But only for 10 seconds.
Warshop slowly making his way toward his Lincoln Spear.
You pop their ultimate. Unfortunately, it was on to JSOS. JSOS just walks away. They secure a room with it, I believe.
Lots of roaming
no, man,
going on right now.
PKB.
Not lots of fighting. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
PKB's in trouble right now. I don't at all think it's over. They can definitely.
Oh, top
Jay.
one, and there it goes for Venture Spirit. So Warshop went invisible, and the second that happened, the second Shikuchi went off, JSOS realized, oh, that's a solo Vengeful Spirit on her own, without a Weaver
Free kill.
to absorb shots, and then Omni Slash pick up the kill. You can see, so JSOS is going for an Ags build. He's going for a Maelstrom. Eventually, if he does pick up an Ags, he's going to have incredibly effective damage on the Ags ultimate. But right now, he's really good sustained DPS coming out from JSOS. Let's focus on the ultimate, but he can auto-attack more effectively. You can also auto-spin while you auto-attack.
Huh.
And normally it does 0 damage, but he's still doing auto-attack, so the Maelstrom will still proc and will still do damage. Global Silence is used on the Weaver top lane. Weaver still got the Shikuchi though. She'll be fine. Global Silence does allow Lost Word to connect.
He's running away from this missile.
Time lapse.
They might be able to take it
Top
down.
lane, really good
so
plasma field comes out from Mac, but is it enough? Down goes Dazzle, down goes Mac. 2 easy kills. Bershikov TP's into a lot of damage and goes down immediately.
Bakenbach miraculously living that.
Nothing else.
Wow.
I mean,
3-0.
no double edge.
And a tower.
Had he
This-
cast double edge, that would have been a kill, but he was scared too. I understand because he was dying there.
That was brutal. That really hurts for PKB. That's a massive dent in the rest of their game. And that's a huge gold shift. It's a huge XP shift. They lost 3. They lost a tower.
Tower is under attack.
Yeah, this is getting scary. This is the stomp that some people predicted. And we can see actually now Jules going aggressive versus Damon's. Damon's one more attack does pick up the kill. Maybe no, last second swap.
A solid
And
swap.
last second-
That was great. That was a fantastic swap and shallow grave to keep her alive.
Is under attack.
Always fun defensive swap.
You don't see enough of those.
Positions.
Top tower.
Oh, Jules gets the rocket onto Warshop. Warshop down low doesn't have time lapse available when this connects. He needs to be invisible when it lands. He's not. He dies. Actually reaches the tower. Warshop actually still in dangerous position. Shallow grave needs to connect.
Oh,
Jason
and the
gets
ult.
off. Only one spread from Omni Slash is enough. When word comes out, and they're gonna be fine.
Yeah, that center ult's not
Like,
going to
they
be
can
enough.
actually they can take some damage here and just heal off it. They are A-OK on the side of Pit Lord meta.
No reason to stop here in mid. I mean, they could very easily roll through this tower. Max ult being up is a huge deterrent for them, so it looks like they're going to back off.
They can wait it out, and more importantly, they don't have mana on Dual Eclipse. They need that mana. They need ultimate on JSUS as well, so they hang back for a second, but they are still well in control.
If you take a look at the XP graph right now, you see a huge, almost 8,000, maybe, I mean, that's almost looking toward 10,000 XP. It's well past the 7,500 range in XP. Taking a look at the gold again, massive divide.
Almost at 10,000. They're almost at that next bar, but we can't quite see how they relate to 10k. I mean, I don't really know what PKB can do. Their team doesn't fight super well right now, mostly because Weaver doesn't do a lot. If they land a Dazzle ultimate and then commit to that and make a fight happen when people have low armor, maybe they make something happen, but
Dire's middle tower.
I mean, they're up against a team that is just amazing mid-game. Most importantly, Global Silence shuts down everything, and they can't survive those 5 seconds.
It's been a really
Wall
interesting
active.
shift in the last 15 minutes for Pit Lord meta. I mean, they started out the game very passive. They were very reserved. JSauce not really looking to get a ton of kills, just trying to farm up his lane. And at 25 minutes, we see the kills are 13-3. The gap in the XP and the gold is massive, and it's just not a whole lot that PKB can do right now to respond. Pit Lord meta goes on the offensive. They wipe out 3 or 4, and they just take it.
Have you seen some of the Pit Lord meta drawings?
Yeah, it's been pretty good. Their team strats are out of control good. Gotta say, Pit Lord meta go here, pretty good.
Have they had some smiley faces? Well,
Again,
what?
don't forget the nose. Also,
Look
I have
at
no
that
idea what's
smiley
going on.
face. Like, it's so messy.
I don't know what's going on with my cursor. This is pretty good though.
Attack.
Okay, well, let's look bottom. Tower going down. No.
Mid
Fortify
tower.
available.
Mid
Tower
tower.
goes down.
Oh, and yeah, up here.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Mid tower took some damage. More importantly, the one surrounded by 5 heroes went down.
Yeah. Sorry, my doodle was making it hard to see.
I know. We're gonna draw over everything so you can't see it. Like,
Perfect.
where's Gyro
Oh.
right now?
What's going on at Roche? We'll never know.
The answer is absolutely nothing. But at 8, since JSauce taking them.
An Orchid on
I
Gyrocopter
don't-
is an interesting choice.
This is what he did last game. It's just more control, more annoyance.
Yeah, it just doesn't strike me as
He
a
plays really committed to the support
Yeah.
role. There goes Olive Juice. Did you see that?
Tower.
No, where do you... Oh, wow. Yeah, where was he?
JSauce walked up and ulted. And
Jeez,
that was it.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
PKB knows the Ramoshan. I mean, the ward is up. You can see it right here, but there's just not a lot they can do. Weaver throwing his bugs, but he's just not going to be able to slow them down. He might be able to invis in and steal the Aegis and, maybe time-lapse out, but beyond that, I don't know what they can do about this Roshan. Weaver's just going to take the farm here
Absolutely
instead.
nothing. They're giving it up. Like, it's a decently fast Roshan as well, too, because of the just really high auto attack damage and stuff like Missile Barrage from Gyrocopter. Central just going to push top. Yeah, gets out of there. Luckily for her, they don't have a lot of easy CC to actually keep her in place outside of Witch Doctor's stun. Everything else takes forever, or it's Juggernaut's ultimate. They're only real interrupts. Who picked up the Aegis 1-2 Viper? I would have expected more for JSauce to pick it up. At the same time, the way JSauce has been playing, he's really coming in late to fights, 6-0-5. So he's able to easily pick up either solo kills or comes in solo to be safe.
Was he there? I mean, he TP'd... Oh, he TP'd back to defend against his own tower. That's what happened there.
Yeah. He was at the slaying of the Roche.
The slaying.
Now, I don't know. I think we're just in this lull as Pillar may decide what to do. PKB can try and go for pickoffs and snipes. Their team's good at that. It's a Centaur War Runner with a Vengeful Spirit to back them up. Like, they can easily pick people off. The problem is, who do they pick off? Who is the easy solo target? And I'll see Weaver going for the heavy split push. He's good at this too. He just has to worry about being caught out with Global Silence.
Oh, they're going for the smoke here. Pillar meta. And there's smoke on in here. They're going to start roaming. I'm not sure what they're looking for. They might make their way over toward the Weaver. It looks like they don't even really know where they're going. Maybe a bit of an argument happening, but heading up mids. Interesting choice for smoke.
I can understand it. Like, Weaver was split pushing bottom. Maybe they could smoke up, sneak on him. So it looks like they're just going to try and catch someone out, or maybe just push mid. And I think they can actually go high ground, which is really, really odd. But they're going to look for the bait on the max ultimate, and then once that's used, wait it out, go high ground, second ends. Like, they're looking for the mistake from PKB just because they're up against the wall. PKB are so heavily pressured right now that if they waste a spell, then JSauce easily go aggressive or just pop the healing ward, sustain, and then return fire on the PKB.
PKB not doing much about this lonely siege.
The JSauce siege. Oh, finally has some backup from this team. Taking down a little bit low actually from Nukes, but has that fantastic Witch Doctor healing. Well, the Fortify, see, like, it's just about wasting their abilities at this point. PKB used Fortify, they use Dazzle's ultimate, they're just going to wait out Dazzle's ultimate, they're going to wait out the Fortify, and then come back later once they can get some more damage on the tower. If they waste Razor ultimate, if they waste Centaur ultimate, it just leaves so much more maneuverability and space for Pillar meta. Hit the tower a couple times, get off fully commit. Max taking a little bit of damage, they fully commit to Max. Max though, kept alive by the shallow grave. Rishnikov gets a great stun, great double edge onto 2. 2 down now for PKB, Pitlord meta. Still alive though, haven't lost anybody yet. Duel's taken down low, finally goes down. Death Ward being popped, picks up Weaver up to the side. It's a 4 for 1. They do have Weaver back in the fight, does buy back. Same thing with Centaur. Workshop goes forward, gets hit by the last ward. Time lapse out of there.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that was scary for him. Rishnikov gets a good stun. Duel Eclipse taking down low.
Go down.
One more attack might do it. Workshop should be able to pick up this kill most likely. But that's only the Aegis. Demands being taken down by the spin from JSauce. Spin to win, spin to kill the poor Vengeful Spirit. Now Weaver off to the side.
Weaver very out of position. He's in a bad spot.
Luckily, just going to walk back to base. I mean, they lose 2 in the end, but that was a full 5 for 2.
Plus buybacks.
They lose 4 originally, and they fight recap. Yeah. This is just the short fight recap. In the end, for the first fight, 4 people went down for PKB, and then finally Vengeful died. It's a 5 for 2. They don't take out that mid tower, but Fortify is down. Great fight for Pillar meta.
Yeah, that's exactly what they wanted to happen there, aside from, you know, the sad death of the Witch Doctor. My man, rest in peace. But, I mean, that could not have gone better for them in any other way, really.
Well, I mean, like, they could have won the game.
Okay, in theory, it could have gone better in one way. But that was good. I mean, they need that. They put the pressure on. PKB's got to be nervous. They've got to be starting to feel a little paranoid. They've got to be searching for a solution. I don't know what I would do if I was in their shoes. You could start farming, but then you just give the JSauce room to farm as well.
Well, that's the thing. Pillar meta has to give them space to farm. Like, their farming is dictated by Pillar meta. Pillar meta can just walk in the jungle, walk down mid, and they have to respond. At the same time, PKB, they start pushing out. They have to go all the way from their Rax tower for bottom lane and get it like all the way over here before Pillar meta carries. And it's kind of the same thing. Like, we were still pretty far from the tower before the pressure matters. So Pillar meta will probably just, farm up, and when they see a good chance, when someone completes right at them, just head right back towards mid and start taking down that last tower for the Rax. It's at about half HP Fortify up in, I believe, 2 minutes at this point. they have plenty of time with Fortified Soul
This
down.
Centaur
to
War Runner is
happen.
getting caught out. He's he might not make it. That Viper is going to commit, and he's going to go down. Viper himself, Dual Eclipse is going to get taken down here, maybe. Oh, that mechanism is going to be more than
Dual
enough to
fun.
get him safe. Yeah. I keep forgetting about that Viper mechanism build, man.
Viper mech is amazing. That's actually probably one of his more common builds. Because like he is so tanky, especially versus magic damage. But more importantly, the people fighting him was Dazzle and Vengeful. They would have died. They would not have killed Viper.
Even if, you know, swap stun, they could throw on that poison touch, it would never have been enough.
They would have been dying to Viper's passive during the fight, and the second he turns around, they just instantly die.
Warshop Invis running away. He's got the curse on him. He's got the missile on him. He could be caught out. The stun's going to hit him. It's going to be down for a while. He's going to be hurt.
Stun does not land second time because of Lincoln Spear. Dual Eclipse, just Warshop walking on out with that Shikuchi. Scuttle. I mean, he's still a Weaver, even though he's had some troubles, even though he's
of course
3-for-1. He can still escape.
Oh, yeah.
In most situations. Lincoln is just nice now versus Gyro Missile. It does also stop Blast Ward as well, so it's going to nullify some of the silence in CC from Pitlord meta.
See the Viper in the bottom lane here pushing out these creeps. They're gonna be just fine heading up into that tower while they take on mid. They're gonna be split. The attention for PKB is gonna be divided, which is exactly what Pitlord meta needs to just kind of seal the deal.
They really just need one good push, and they can start taking racks. The second they take racks, I think PKB just don't have a chance at that point. That's because they can't stop the pressure, and this is just such a strong part of the game for Pitlord meta. J-Sauce now level 16. He has his ultimate in 25 seconds. So weird seeing such a farmed up Juggernaut without eggs, because egg build is so much more common. He spins, dodges quite a bit of damage. They're coming in now. Bershikov doesn't land the stun though. Bershikov going to go down in response, easily picked off in the front. J-Sauce ultimate not quite up yet. They're going for the dive though. Olive Juice almost taken down just by the double damage Dual Eclipse. One more auto attack should do it, easily picked off. And, I mean, that's going to be a Death Ward pop, and this is going to hit Vengeful in the back, but that's Rax.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Fortify is used, that's not going to do anything.
Death Ward didn't get a whole lot, but it was totally worth it just to, you know, to spook PKB back into their base, to get them away from the racks. Look at those racks explode.
Using spook.
Spook tactics.
Spook effectiveness of Death Ward. It's got
spooky wards. Drop that spooky ward.
Yeah, PKB though, I mean, they're not really putting him
again. I mean, look at the damage output here. The DD on Dual Eclipse is just destroying those towers.
Oh, there's ult from J-Sauce. Demon's going down. Demon's down.
That's slow. Is it gonna be enough?
On the front. PKB coming in one at a time. In comes Bershikov one more time. Global Sun's gonna stop all the defense from him. And there goes Bershikov. J-Sauce godlike. There goes the last ancient tower. This is gonna be GG. Weaver just taking out up the side. The GGs come out from PKB, and now, well, Pitlord meta, having lost 0 games, entire tournament, go to the grand finals.
Fantastic team. Those guys, they just really know what they're doing. It'll be very interesting to see if PKB can, well played, if PKB can climb out of the loser bracket now and back into the grand finals. They have a lot of teams ahead of them, though. Potato Day, your team, Swaggin' Scepter. Either League of Legends or Phosphor Feeders.
PKB?
Yeah.
So, the position PKB are in, they only play one team to get back in the grand finals.
Indeed. They basically played the semifinals winner of the losers bracket.
Yes. So it's going to be either my team, Swagnum Scepter, Potato Day, Phosphor Feeders, League of Legends, or Venomancer. I hardly knew her. It's not Ace Ventura. It's not AC Slater.
Nope, AC Slater is out.
It's the other name-based pun.
We need more of those. I think that's serious missed opportunities. Every team that is not.
Every team should just be a hero ninja.
Absolutely. Those were a great couple games, Studio. I enjoyed watching those very much.
Yep. Enjoyed watching, enjoyed casting.
It's
great play from Pitlord meta, great play from PKB.
Absolutely. I mean, PKB at the end was kind of scattered. There wasn't a whole lot they could do. They were trying to solo Pitlord meta in the end there, one by one. They were just fodder by the end, one at a time. But
it was the one bad fight bot lane where they just got caught out by Dual Eclipse and the rest of PKB or Pitlord meta, and then PKB just got punished so hard right afterwards. Also, really good play from Jules up at the top lane, able to handle really odd matchup of supporty style gyrocopter versus Weaver quite well.
It was interesting to see Mac just really dominating that mid lane and still just not able to, he got that first blood on Viper and that was the only death Viper had.
Yep. That was a 2-minute death as well. That could have been terrible. But PKB played this solid game. Pitlord meta played a much more solid game, and Pitlord isn't even released yet. Any last words, Mitch?
Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Rektreational. Follow the subreddit /r/Rektreational. Go to the blog, rektreational.tumblr.com. That's where all of the information on upcoming games is going to be, including games for Pitlord Meta and PKB, all in good time.
With that, I'm going to go ahead. Enjoy the rest of the Saturday night.
Indeed, me as well.
Good night, folks.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to follow us on